All right, so real quick, I want to talk about this self-love movement. You guys might have heard of it. That is destroying women and rotting the minds of children, right? So if you guys look on social media, or if you watch any of my 33 Secrets videos, you'll notice a common theme with the women that we cover on there, mostly the damaged women of the world. Many of them are learning this from their therapists. Red flag if she has a therapist. But they're being taught this new form of enlightenment called self-love. You have to have self-love, right? Some of these women might even hashtag self-love, self-love. Oh, after I divorced my husband for treating me so well, I learned to love myself. You know, it's always like, oh, it's about me loving myself more. And oh, you just didn't love yourself enough. Self-love, self-love, self-love. So it's really just a bunch of hooey. It's just a bunch of new age religion, so to speak. It's more of this agnostic mindset where you are really just tricking yourself into believing that you're perfect, right? And really only God is perfect. We are not perfect. We are fallen by nature, right? We are sinners. We're not perfect, far from that. And really, truly, the key to happiness is realizing you're not perfect and going, okay, I'm okay with that. I'm not perfect. I'm not God, right? I'm a servant of God. How can I be better, right? Instead of exercising self-love, exercising humility, right? And humbleness. So when it comes to these women, and I will get into the part with the children, why they're being taught this, but it starts with the women. You know, when it comes to this movement, you'll notice that most of these women are, as I mentioned, just mostly damaged, mostly single, and mostly divorced, right? Fresh out of marriage, always like single moms. Again, the DGs of the world, as I always call them, right? The DGs of the world. I just don't hear married women out there that are happily married for that. I mean, for that matter, talking about self-love, right? Because when they talk about self-love, I mean, really, they're just talking about, like, how do I love myself more? It's that's just a recipe for disaster. I mean, that's really just setting you up to be disappointed in the world and like hate your fellow man. Right? Because when you make everything about you just can't be happy, right? You just can't be happy. This is why after you have a kid or after you adopt some pets, right? And you get outside of yourself, you really discover like true happiness. Like true happiness is found outside of yourself. It's not within you. It's outside of you by you adding value to other people or animals, or, you know, helping rescue them, or, you know, raising children. I mean, that's where you find like real happiness. Like, is it stressful? Of course, right? But also that's where happiness comes from, is you're having responsibility, right? You're feeling that you are needed. You're feeling that, you know, without you around, like, you know, your children or your animals could suffer. Right? So you feel like you have some purpose in life beyond your path and purpose, right? But that is where happiness comes from, is the fact that you can get beyond yourself. And it's not all about you. Whereas this whole self-love thing is really all about you. Okay? It's really all about you. And really, it's all about removing this accountability from any of your poor decisions you made in life. Right? I mean, for guys, and I'm talking mostly for women, because for guys, when we make a mistake, we don't want to hear, you notice no guys out there are like, oh, self-love, I made a mistake, I love self-love. No, we hold ourselves accountable. We're like, you stupid little bitch, why did you do that, right? I mean, you idiot, right? We talk to ourselves like this sometimes. Stupid, you know, never don't do that. You know, we hold ourselves responsible to a higher power almost, right? Whereas women don't really do that. They're not sitting back going, oh, I shouldn't have chose that guy. Why? He turned me into a single mom. Oh, now my life's ruined. No guys want to date me. No, instead, they go in the opposite direction. They double down. Being a single mom is heroic. Oh, I'm a proud single mom. Any man that doesn't want to date me is shameful. And he's not a man. He's not a real man, because a real man will raise another man's child. You know, they'll double down and just like justify their poor decisions. They'll backwards rationalize it, right? And that's just not what an adult does. I mean, just a lot of these, again, these damaged women, it's always them who are proclaiming self-love. I know the problem in my last relationship. It wasn't because I cheated on him every weekend or went clubbing with my girlfriends and left him at home every weekend, or went to Cabo without him and met, Tom, Dick, and Harry over there. No, it wasn't because I was a cheating partner. It's because I didn't love myself enough. I didn't have enough self-love. And yeah, so I kid you not. So they go in that direction, right? And it doesn't help them. They never end up fixing themselves. They never end up learning anything from it, right? They never grow from it. Instead, because they're placing the blame on the other person, they don't grow from it. They just get worse, as many of these damaged single women do, unmarried or divorced. They always do, right? It just gets worse and worse from them. They never learn. And this is why they always end up staying single. They'll be in their 40s or 50s, 60s. Still, we're never able to lock down a man. And it's not because they're ugly or anything like that. Many of these girls were very attractive at one point, or even still attractive, to a certain degree. But nobody wants to put a ring on it. Nobody wants to settle down with them. Nobody wants to marry them because of their nasty attitude, right? They can't take any accountability for anything. So, yeah, the whole self-love thing, to me, is just pure narcissism. And I believe it's just a very self-destructive mindset. Right? It's a pretty self-destructive mindset. The sad thing is, now that these dingy broads are being brainwashed into this new age philosophy, they are trying to foist this on to the children, right? Because that's how society becomes wrecked, right? They use, like the Matrix uses women to brainwash the kids, then brainwash the husband, right? That's what they do. So, at my old elementary school, right, which is a Christian elementary school that I went to, I was over there not that long ago, or I happened to be by there, right? I was parked out there, and there was this woman on a megaphone. Yeah, I don't know where, I think they must have hired her or something, because back when I went to school there, it was just nuns and priests, right? Nuns and priests. Those were our teachers, and I mean, even the principal was a nun. So yeah, I don't know where this woman came from. She was not a nun or a priest or anything like that. It looked like she was some DEI hire, well, who knows? But she was there with her megaphone. The kids were out in the schoolyard, just before class in the morning. No, wait, this wasn't in the morning. This was the afternoon. So the afternoon. So she had them there in the yard, and she's on this megaphone. She was like, as they're all listening, don't ever forget, you are special. You are perfect. You don't need to change. She was preaching this message. I felt like getting up there and just yanking her off that megaphone, going, don't listen to this dumb Yahtzee. Can't curse in front of the kids. Don't listen to this dummy. You are not perfect. Only God is perfect. Okay? We're here at this Christian school. I went to school here. You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. Only God is perfect. Okay? Don't listen to her. She's spreading Satanism right now, right? Let's be real here. She's spreading a very demonic mindset, philosophy, ideology. So no, you're not perfect. And FYI, kids, you know what? Part of life is becoming better. Part of life is improving, knowing that you are not perfect. We are all fallen. We are all sinners. But how could we be better in the eyes of God? How can we improve ourselves? I mean, that's the message she should have been sending. But instead, she's on her megaphone, telling these kids, you are special, you're perfect. It's like, no, you are not special, okay? You are not special until you do something that is special, okay? You are not unique until you do something that is unique, right? Until you do, you're just like everyone else. And you know what? That is okay. Nothing wrong with being just like everyone else. That's okay. Okay? However, with that said, as I've always told you guys, I would tell these kids that. However, I would give them the same speech I'm giving you now. However, every one of us has unique talents. We don't know what they are yet. Most of us don't know. Some of us do, but most of us don't know what our unique special talents are. We don't know what direction life is going to take us. But hey, kids, guess what? That is the journey of life. That's what's so beautiful about it, is the discovery of becoming a better person, finding out what our unique talents are so that we can go in that direction and exercise those talents, become, expose those talents to the world and become something, and become someone that is unique and that is special. But you don't just sit there and go, you're unique and you're special. You're not just unique and special for no reason other than existing, right? Does that make sense? But yeah, of course it was like some wokey looking these chicks always fit the part, right? I mean, I'm never surprised when I see them like, oh, I didn't expect that wasn't on my bingo card. No, I'm always like, yeah, you look exactly how a wokey would look if we were to cast this in a Hollywood movie, right? You look exactly that part, man. But yeah, I was really disgusted with the fact that she was sitting there on this megaphone telling these kids, you're unique, you're special, and trying to bang in their heads, you are perfect just the way you are. No, you are not, right? No, God, people should accept you just the way you are. Yeah, no, only the devil accepts you the way you are. God wants you to be better. He wants you to improve. He knows you're a sinner. He knows you're fallen. He wants you to improve, to be better, right? To be special, to be unique. And sadly, these kids find out how they were horrifically lied to by the time they reach adulthood, because then they realize nobody cares about me. I'm being treated like I'm average. This is why you see a lot of these like college kids having these freakouts over, there's a lot of jealousy and envy in the world these days, right? Especially you drive a car like this. A lot of people get jealous, a lot of envy that we didn't have back in the day. Like when I was growing up in the 80s, like you saw this car go by, man, you were just amazed. You were wondering how this guy did that, and what can I do to become like that? And I want to learn, right? You want to learn, you want to get better. Where these kids these days, no, they're like, screw that guy. Yeah, pay your fair share. It's always some sort of like jealous or envious remark, or even if it's just in their heads, because they are being raised to believe that they're special and unique for no reason. You're perfect. Don't need to do a thing. No, you're not. Okay. Not until you do something that's special, and again, this is why these kids today are, just, there's no humility in them, right? I've noticed that with the younger kids today. Now I sound like old man. Now I sound like those old dudes, those old buzzards when I was that age. It's like, shut up, old man. No, but for real, they're just, it's very different with these kids today. I mean, at least back in the day, like we did have respect for our elders, right? I mean, it's just, even if like some old guy was talking some nonsense to you that just was, just dumb advice, and even was a little offensive, you just kind of brushed it off and was like, okay, yes, sir. Okay, yeah, I see that. Okay, thank you. You just try to be nice about it, right? And because you had respect for your elders, right? Whereas these days, I mean, these kids, I see kids who are like 12, 13 years old mouthing off to somebody who's like, 70 or 80 years old, was in the war, the war, like, or served in Vietnam, or Iraq, just like mouthing off to people who are just older and wiser than them, even guys who are like more, or people who are more successful than them. They're just sitting there thinking they know more. I mean, just the level of arrogance is just wild. It's just wild these days, because back in the day when we were kids, we knew we were just kids, right? We knew like, okay, maybe we do know a little bit more, like when it comes to fashion or pop culture, because we're kids. We don't have anything else better to do, right? We don't have jobs, or we don't have much responsibility. We're probably, if we did have jobs, working like Burger King or something. Round Table. My first job was Round Table, making Round Table pizza. Yeah, so like there was a lot of humility there. Right? I would never think like, I know more than you, this adult who has a house and is paying a mortgage. I would never sit there and be like, I know more than you, I'm better than you. What makes you any different than me? No, you're the adult, right? You should have more life experience than me, and I could probably learn a thing or two. But kids these days, they're like, nope, I know it all. But regardless, I think a lot of it comes from this self-love movement that is just going to make things worse. It's going to make women worse, but it's making the wrong women even worse than they already are. Right? But anyway, let me know your thoughts on this. Have you guys heard of the self-love movement? Let me know in the comments below. Or if any of your women's are parroting this stuff, red flag, man, red flag. But drop your comments below, and I'll see you in the next coaching video.